Hi, Analisa Six here with the Lady of Leisure and the Sober Curator to bring you the May 2024 horoscope for the zodiac sign of Leo for sun and rising placements. Hi, Leos. Welcome to May. It is May 6th today that I'm doing these. I had a really busy week, so I got a little bit behind, but here I am. We're here. It's Taurus season. We start out every May in the fixed earth sign of Taurus, and Taurus is an interesting energy for Leo. It's a fixed sign. It's the fixed earth sign of the zodiac, and it actually makes a square to Leo energy. And so there's tension between Leo and Taurus. But Leo and Taurus actually are very similar in a lot of ways. We can be really stubborn in a lot of the same ways. We are both very attracted to creativity and art and self-expression and beauty, all of those things, but we're very fixed signs, both of us. And so we tend to butt heads a little bit sometimes on what we think is the way to go about something because we have our way of doing it. And a lot of times we're both right. And so that can be kind of something that Leo and Taurus has a difficult time with. I personally feel like I did not have a lot of Taurus people in my life. And I think that maybe that was part of it. Like maybe, I don't know, every Taurus person I know is just really cool. Like really good at what they do, really freaking cool. And there's more of like a stoic nature to them. And Leos, I know a lot of stoic Leos, but I do think our energy is a little bit more pizzazz. And I think it's a little too much for a lot of Taurus people. Yeah, I feel like the Taurus people are just like calm, cool, collected, and Leo is like, I'm trying to show that I'm calm, cool, collected, but underneath I'm fire. I'm like, ooh. So yeah, it's just interesting. But let's talk about where the sun in Taurus is hitting for the Leo horoscope, and we'll just get into kind of where we're coming out of astrologically and then what to expect for May. So the area of the chart that Taurus rules for the Leo horoscope is the area that represents career, public life, and the work that we do. So how we're putting ourselves out into the world. And this can be, you know, in creative projects, but it predominantly is looked at as a career point. So Leo, your career is highlighted. There's a big boost of energy around work and around public image and getting attention on you in that way with the sun here. The sun represents vitality, energy, and kind of a spotlight. And so when it's at the top of the chart like this, that's what's happening. It's our outer external world and how we're operating within it. You know, so we'll have this energy here for, you know, the first half of May with the sun. We also start the month out with Venus in Taurus. Venus will be in Taurus for most of the month before entering Gemini closer to the end of the month, but she's also blessing our career area. And so if work has felt kind of stagnant for you over the last few months, or if you feel like there's been a lot more challenges in the work environment or making money, those types of things, when Venus is in the 10th house, she's here to change that. She's here to say, we're going to give you promotions. We're going to give you money. We're going to bless you in the work sector. So this is a really positive time to elevate in your work life and to manifest more opportunities at work or in the public eye. You know, I know a lot of Leo dominant people who are in industries where there is a demand for you to be front facing, and Venus is here to kind of help you do that in a positive and constructive way. And by front facing, I mean representing your company or a brand, or if you're self-employed, you know, representing yourself in a constructive way. That kind of thing, you know. I mean, I honestly, like, I'm a Leo, this horoscope's for me too. And I don't know, I just felt like wearing this top. I haven't worn it before and my tits are out. I'm like, this feels I feel very Venusian today in Taurus. I just felt like having my tits out today, you know. Hey, whatever. It's like, I'm only young once, you know. You only got good cleavage for a little while, right? Eventually you get old. Anyways, sorry, going off on a tangent. So where we still have some Aries energy that's really dominant in the sky that's harmoniously trining Leo now. The Mercury retrograde this is a thing kind of about the Mercury retrogrades are in the fire signs. So they're extremely challenging for fire dominant people. However, because they're making a trine aspect, they're still really fast moving and easy to an extent. Like things could be harder is what I'm saying, even though they're still hard. So we enter May where Mercury is now passing through Aries without being retrograde. We had a bit of a shadow period, but now by May 6th, we're out of the shadow. And Mercury is now finishing its time up in the 9th house of the chart, which is the chart that represents values, beliefs, long distance travel, our connection to religion, philosophy. It's our connection to astrology, also our connection to publishing and putting things out there in that format. Mercury here is really positive for putting out the written word, publishing photos, or just anything that you're kind of expressing in that way can be supported once Mercury's here in direct. The other thing that's happening here at the beginning of the month is Mars has entered Aries. So we now have Mars passing through the 9th house, and Mars is in domicile in Aries. So like Venus as ruler of Taurus, we also have Mars as ruler of Aries, and they're both happening here at these early degree points, which I perceive as a pretty positive placement. Mars, wherever it is, can cause obstacles and challenges. So we might experience some tension around what our previous perceived thoughts were, but that Mercury retrograde was there to kind of prep us for that. So we have a lot more action oriented energy, and it's supported during this. It's supported for us to assert more of who we are into our lives from a place of wisdom and experience versus arrogance and reactivity. But it also kind of depends on our age and our experience level and what we choose to do with that energy. So that's why I like the tarot, because I think the tarot is a really good indication of whether or not this energy is coming up for us in a positive way. So, you know, the Knight of Wands reversed would be this Mars energy in this area of the chart happening in maybe a not so constructive way. But if we're pulling cards like the Queen of Wands or the King of Wands upright, or even the Page of Wands, it's more constructive and we're utilizing it in a more appropriate way. Knight of Wands upright even can be more appropriate, but we are running a little bit more hot and, you know, aggressive. I think that Mars in Aries just feels very Knight of Wands in general. So we're going to be feeling a lot of that type of energy, which is very assertive, I want to assert who I am and assert my will. And there's still a little bit of needing to slow our roll, but it's supported. You know, maybe there's times when we need to be more assertive, and this is asking that of you. We also will continue to have Jupiter in Taurus for a little while longer. It's finishing up its stint in Taurus until the end of the month. Saturn's going to be in the middle degrees of Pisces. And then we've got Uranus finishing, well, not finishing. Uranus is still in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces, and Pluto actually stations retrograde at the beginning of May. So we're going to have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius at 2 degrees starting on May 2nd. So I did talk about Pluto retrograde in some of the other horoscopes. I didn't do it in the Cancer one, but the area of the chart that this is happening for Leo is the area that has to do with relationships, partnerships. So there's deep transformative healing happening in your relationship dynamics with other people, specifically partnerships. So this could be romantic partnership, business partnership, or best friends, anybody that we have this one-on-one relationship with. We are doing some deep karmic healing around that. And this retrograde is going to be happening for a couple months. We're going to have it here until October. So again, reflect, review on things that need healing during this time. And then, you know, we're going to have Pluto in this area of the horoscope for 20 years. So you're doing a lot of karmic deep healing around relationship dynamics for the next 20 years. And then it enters the 8th house of the horoscope. And there's another continuation of that for another big chunk of time. So, you know, relationship dynamics and partnership dynamics are a big long-term theme for Leo right now with Pluto and Aquarius. Let's see. So the first kind of big celestial thing that I'm going to note, because there's a lot of big celestial events happening in May, and you can watch the astrology forecast video for a bigger overview of all of that. But in terms of just kind of what I'm talking about with the horoscopes, we have on May 7th, which is tomorrow from when I'm filming this video, a new moon at 18 degrees of Taurus. And new moons are really positive times for setting intentions towards things that we want to manifest into our lives over the coming month. And this new moon being in Taurus and hitting the area of the career, this is a really positive time for you to do any kind of ritual or intention setting work around what you want to manifest when it comes to your career, your work life, and your public image. This is a good time for money magic. It's a good time for magic around self-worth and building a stronger, stable kind of idea of yourself. It's great for creative projects and artistic projects, all of those things, music, art, all of it. later in the month, we're going to have Mercury joining the Taurus party. So Mercury around the 15th of May is going to enter Taurus and join the career area. So again, this is a really good time for networking, any kind of communication that needs to be done in a very methodical, practical, and pragmatic way. Really good time for that while Mercury is passing through Taurus. On May 20th, we're going to enter Gemini season, and this is going to amp up Leo's calendar socially. So pretty much the entire Gemini season is going to be just very busy, very social for you. May is already a really busy month for you, having your career energy elevated. My dog is having some issues right now. My dog woke up with a hurt tummy, a sick tummy, and he's definitely on the struggle bus today. You doing okay, bud? You're okay? It always sucks when your old dog is having issues. It stresses me out. I'm just watching him, making sure he's okay. Okay. So Gemini season starts on the 20th, and then shortly after that, we have Venus, or I'm sorry, before Venus enters Gemini, we have a full moon in Sagittarius. So on May 23rd, we're going to have a full moon at 2 degrees of Sagittarius, and the area that that's hitting in the horoscope is the area that represents creativity and artistic projects. So that's all getting elevated. Full moons are a really good time for releasing and letting go energy that no longer serves us. It's also a really good time for setting any goals or manifestations that we want to call in. And the area for Leo is the area that Leo traditionally rules. It's the 5th house, which represents self-expression and creativity. Sagittarius rules values, belief systems. And so the combination of this energy, it's really positive for you to release any limiting beliefs or things that are not in alignment with your values, while also calling in the things that you want to manifest into your creative self-expression, whether it's like on a personal level with how you look and how you express yourself physically, or whether it's your art, if you have creative projects. If your career is where all of that energy goes, that can also count as an area that you express yourself. If you're a Leo that hasn't really been engaging with self-expression in a way that's empowering, if you're rusty and you're kind of dead inside, this full moon is calling for you to reignite that passion for creativity and self-expression. Leo needs it. Leo needs to creatively express itself. My dog is just really going crazy over there. Okay. So then after this full moon, we're going to have Venus entering Gemini on the 24th, and she's going to be joining that social house, the 11th house, where everything socially is amped up and you want to connect to your friends, friendship circles, groups. Maybe you're making new friends. We think about a social butterfly. Venus and Gemini in the 11th house is a social butterfly. This is also a really positive time for you to get involved in your community, doing anything activist related or community related, super positive. We also have after that a huge celestial shift where Jupiter is going to be moving out of Taurus, where it's been for the last year, and it's going to enter the mutable air sign of Gemini on the 25th. So Jupiter is going to be in Gemini for the next year, and the area that that's hitting for the Leo horoscope is the area that rules community and friendship circles. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion and growth. And so with Jupiter and Gemini, we are expanding and growing in our community and in the way that we relate to people. We also could be analyzing the people around us and whether or not they're in alignment for us, because that values and kind of perspective on the people that we're surrounding ourselves with also gets elevated. So really positive energy for community and socializing. And you're gonna meet a lot of new people. You're gonna expand your network and learn from it. There's a lot of learning opportunities here. All right, Leo, I think that's where I'm going to leave you. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me, you can email me at analisa6@ladyofleisure.com. I will have that in the description box. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you want to be notified on when I post these videos. And I wish you all the best of luck, and I will see you guys next month.